Hello everyone, and welcome back to our first deck idea for Dawn of the Z Legends, the upcoming set for our Dragon Ball Super card game. Today, Double Sleeved are bringing you the green King Piccolo deck, just to get an idea of what the full deck might look like with a lot of the cards coming out. So a great kind of introduction for newer players, but might give some experienced players a bit of an idea or a base point on where to take these decks. As always, we're going to go through the leader and all the battle cards and extra cards, things like that. And now the Z deck as well, which is the new mechanic introduced in this set. But if you have any kind of questions or opinions on what might be better suited for the deck, leave it in the comments. If you enjoy the video, be sure to subscribe. Starting off with the leader, we've got King Piccolo, 10,000 power. We are going to be starting at 8 life this time, not the 6 like the red King Piccolo did. We've got auto, add 1 card from your life to your hand. When this card attacks, draw 1 card, then play up to 1 green Demon Clan with an energy cost of 2 and 10,000 power from your hand. And then we've got our Awaken when your life is at 4 or less, or you have 3 or more Demon Clan cards with energy cost of 2 or more in play. You may draw 1 card, switch one of your energy to active mode, and then we flip this card over. So we're going to be playing a lot of green Demon Clan cards for free, or for 1 or energy, so quite cheap, and just try and swarm the board. And then we've got some other big battle cards in the deck that we'll go over as well. On our Awakened side, King Piccolo World Conquest awaits. We've got a permanent. When one of your Namekian or Demon Clan cards would be KO'd by an opponent's skill, you may place 1 Demon Clan card from your Z energy in your drop area instead. So a really great effect to kind of keep our cards on the field without spending any cards from hand, since we would have already comboed them away to get them into the Z energy area. We've also got the auto, when this card attacks, draw 1 card, then play up to 1 Piccolo Jr. or Demon Clan card, both green, and with energy cost of 3 or less and 15,000 power or less from your hand. So really good effect that we don't have to decide which one we want to do, similar to like the Trunks Jeter deck. We get to draw a card and play a Piccolo Jr. or Demon Clan. So we've got a lot of different cards with a lot of different effects that we can play, but let's start off with some of the 1-drop battle cards. We've got King Piccolo Seal Undone. It's a 1-drop 4K with barrier. Auto, if you have a Demon Clan card in your battle area, when this card is played from your hand, draw 1. And then an auto, limit 1 if your leader is a green King Piccolo card. When you play a green Demon Clan card with the energy cost of 2 or more using a skill, draw 1 card and add up to 1 card from your life to your hand. So really good turn 1 play to get this card. It's got barrier, so it's going to stick around, and this can help us continue to draw as we're playing Demon Clan cards with effects. Piano Faithful Aid. This is a 1-drop 5K. Auto, when this card is played, look at up to 5 cards from the top of your deck, add up to 1 Namekian or Demon Clan card, both green, energy cost of 4 or less, or a green Unison with a specified cost of 2. A really good card just to kind of keep the deck consistent and search out our Unison as well, which will be important in this deck. 2-drop Symbol Demonic Subordinate. So now moving into some of the Demon Clans cards that we are able to play with effects. We've got 10,000 power, so we can play it on our leader's Unawakened side. Auto, when this card attacks, choose up to 2 Demon Clan cards in your battle area and they get plus 5,000 power for the turn. So this can choose itself to give it that extra 5,000 power, making it a 15k. And then auto for 1 energy. If your leader is a King Piccolo card, when this card is used in a combo, choose up to 1 of your leader cards and it gains double strike for the turn. So an awesome secondary effect for this card as well. It is only a 5k combo, but if at any point you can give your leader double strike, that's really good and something your opponent's going to have to watch out for. Tambourine Demonic Subordinate, again another 2-drop 10k. So this one has an auto for 1 green energy, and when this card is played, we get to draw a card. So always having that option there when this card is played off our leader or our other effects, that we get to play this card, and if we want to draw, we can. And then auto, when this card is played, choose up to 1 of your opponent's battle cards with an energy cost of 4 or less and KO it. So another great effect. There's a lot of 4-drops and less cards in the game right now that do pretty crazy effects. So it's great to be able to play this and KO them. Drum Demonic Subordinate. This one's not limited to 1, but we've got a 3-drop 15k blocker. When this card is played, choose up to 1 of your opponent's battle cards and KO it. So doesn't matter what the energy cost is this time, we're going to be able to KO any battle card as long as it doesn't have barrier. Auto, when this card is placed in the drop from your Z energy, remove it from the game. And then we've got to activate battle, limit 1. If your leader is a green King Piccolo or Piccolo Jr. card with an original power of 15,000, use this card in a combo from your drop, and then at the end of the battle, send this card from your drop to your warp. So pretty good that we're able to block with this card. If it dies, then we can use it in a combo and then send it to our Z energy from there, rather than sending it to the warp immediately. But then once we do use it from the Z energy, it does go to the warp. So we're getting a bit more of an extra effect rather than just sending it after the first effect. Some synergy there, but that kind of rounds out a lot of the 10 to 15k Demon Clan cards. And we'll move into some of the Namekians. So we've got Piccolo Jr. Vengeance Reborn. This is a 3-drop 15k with barrier. Similar to the red TP that we had, it's got a counter attack, but this one's limit 1. If your leader is a green King Piccolo or green Piccolo Jr., negate the attack and then play this card. With the permanent, when your life is at 3 or less and you have a King Piccolo or Demon Clan card, both green with an energy cost of 2 or more in your battle area, you get to activate this card's counter skill without paying its energy cost and getting that 15k onto the field, which is good. This one doesn't have double strike or blocker like the old one did, but when our life is down low and we need that extra negate, then it's good to have this in hand that we can activate for free. Piccolo Jr. Driven to Fight. This is a 2-drop 10k, an old promo that hasn't been used in a long time. This one's barrier, auto bond 2, Namekian. So we need 2 Namekians on the field for this effect to work. And then this skill takes place obviously when you have those 2, including itself. So we only need 1 other Namekian on the field. And when this card attacks, draw 1. So we can play this card on our leader's unawakened side, which is good to be able to establish something like a barrier King Piccolo and then get this card out to be able to swing and then draw another card as well. And then we've got another old card from set 4, Dark Vassal Tambourine. Now this one is a 2-drop 15k and it has critical as well. So being able to play this on our leader's awakened side just to put some more pressure on our opponents with a 15k crit. Unison for the deck, we've got Piccolo Guardian of the Earth, one of the new Unisons coming out in this set. So Unisons are going to be sticking around even though we've left the Unison Warrior block and moved into Zenkai. Unisons aren't going to be going anywhere. It's a 2-cost 15k Unison with a +1 activate main, draw 1, and then a -1 activate main, and this card gains dual attack for the turn. So 2 incredibly great effects, but then just to add on top of that, we've also got an auto once per turn. If you have 1 or more Z energy, when an opponent's battle card is KO'd, this card gets +5,000 power for the turn. So we have a lot of different cards that can KO on our turn and our opponent's turn, so we can use that offensively and defensively. But being able to make this a 20k dual attacker is just going to continue to put pressure on our opponents when we're swinging with 15 and 20k Namekians and Demon Clans as well. Moving into some of the kind of bigger boss monsters within the deck, we've got Son Goku Faded Rival. It's a 6-drop 30k. We've got double strike and barrier. We've got an evolve effect over a Son Goku Childhood, which we aren't running in the deck, so isn't overall relevant. But we've got auto. If your leader is green, when this card is played, choose up to one of your opponent's battle cards, ignoring barrier, and KO it. So really good to be able to get through barrier. Green has a bit of a difficult time dealing with barrier cards. We don't have a large pool that can remove barrier for quite cheap, but this card has an activate main for 2 green energy. If your opponent has 3 or more energy and you place one of your Saiyan, Earthling, or Namekian card, all green, from your Z energy at the bottom of the owner's deck, we get to play this card from our hand. So really good that we're able to use this card in both this deck and the Master Roshi deck that's coming out in this set as well, just by getting one of our Namekians into our Z energy and then bottom decking it when we want to play this card. And then having a 30k double strike is always really good. Alongside this card, we have Piccolo Jr. Faded Rival, a bit more on theme for the deck. Now this one is a 25k dual attack. We've got an evolve for 2 generic energy, which is more relevant in this deck, with a Piccolo Jr. with an energy cost of 3 or more. So we can play this over the negate that we have within the deck if we get that on the field. And then auto, if your leader is green, when this card attacks, your opponent chooses one card in their hand and discards it. That's not a once per turn effect, so being able to have a 25k dual attack that's going to force 2 cards out of our opponent's hand is sensational. And we don't have to pay 6 energy for this card. If we have the Son Goku Faded Rival in play, we get to do the activate main, limit 1 for 1 green energy. So we play this card from our hand, and then choose one of our opponent's unisons and remove a marker from it for each card in your Z energy. So we can quite easily remove a 3 or 4 marker unison if we continue to combo with our cards and get them into our Z energy, and then slam this card down. We've got a 30k double strike, we've got a 25k dual attack that's going to rip 2 cards from our opponent and put a lot of pressure. We've got Frieza, Charismatic Villain, a staple in green at this point. We've got the counterplay, and then we get to, if we have the unison with 2 or more markers, and KO a battle card 7 or less. So if we're doing this on our opponent's turn, then we can give our unison that plus 5k. SS3 Son Goku, Man on a Mission, just to continue putting pressure on our opponents with the Overarm 6 critical and double strike. Super combo, Defending Father Paragus. So when our life is at 4 or less, we get to draw 2 cards and then choose 1 card in our hand and send it to the warp. I kind of prefer this one over the Great Saiyaman in decks that don't revolve around searching within the deck for pieces and things like that, just because we get to draw the 2 cards first without having to bottom deck 1 and then draw 2. Dormant Potential, another green staple, so we get to, if your leader is mono green, choose any number of your opponent's battle cards that add up to a total energy cost of 2 or less and KO them, again triggering our unison's auto. And then additionally you choose 1 green card in your hand, discard it, and your opponent can only attack 1 more time for the turn, which we can activate for free if we have the unison out. Homicidal Clones, so being able to negate and play the token with blocker for the turn, and if our life's at 5 or less, we can activate it for free by taking a life instead of paying its energy cost. And then one of the new extra cards within the set is A Demon is Born. Now this is a 2 specified green extra card. We negate the attack and then play up to 1 red or green demon clan with an energy cost of 3 or less from our drop with its skills negated. Again, so we've got a lot of cards in this deck that can buff our other cards and things like that, so being able to play them from the drop if they do get removed is really good. And then we've got the permanent, if your leader is a King Piccolo card and you have 3 or more Z energy, you can activate this card's counter by paying 1 instead of the 2. So being able to pay 1 to get a 3 drop from the drop area back onto the field again is really good. We can get things like the Piccolo Jr. onto the field to set up our evolve if we don't find the Goku and things like that. So a lot of synergy within the deck. Secret Rare, we've got Great Ape Mars Saiyan Primal Carnage. It's a 40k ultimate with the activate main for 5 green energy. We get to play it from hand and it gains dual attack and triple strike. Or if we remove this card from the combo area, so remove it from the combo area and goes out of the game. When it's used in a combo, we get to choose one of our opponent's battle cards, ignoring barrier, and KO it. So again, a bit more cards just to kind of deal with some of the barrier cards that we have within the game at the moment. Moving into the Z deck, we don't have a lot of cards for green at the moment. I imagine that there will be a fair few revealed within the anniversary box that'll have some synergy with this deck and all the other decks coming out in the set. But we've got the Z leader, Piccolo Jr. Vengeful Awakening. It's a 15k for 2 Z energy when our life is at 2 or less, and there are 1 or more King Piccolo cards in our drop. We get to evolve essentially or Z Awaken over a green Piccolo, green King Piccolo or green Piccolo Jr. And then we've got the permanent. Our green Namekian and green Demon Clan cards get plus 5,000 power. So that's on effect on both players' turns, which is really good to buff our cards. And then permanent, if a green King Piccolo card is in your Z energy, this card gets plus 5,000 power and critical during our turn, which is really good, making this a 20k crit. That for 1 energy, we can give double strike with our battle card. And then we've got to activate main once per turn, play up to 1 green Demon Clan with an energy cost of 3 or less from our hand. So again, another great effect just to be able to free play these cards that are going to continue to put pressure on our opponents. And then we do have one more card for the deck that I wasn't able to find on Deck Planner at the moment. So we've also got King Piccolo, Newly Youthful Conqueror. This definitely is a card that you're going to need in your deck. It's a 4-drop 20k, evolve 1 over a King Piccolo, and then we've got an auto limit 1 for 1 green energy. If your leader is a green King Piccolo card and you have 2 or more energy, when you play a Demon Clan card using a skill, play this card from your hand. And then an auto limit 1, when this card attacks, switch this card to active mode, then choose up to 2 green Demon Clan cards in your battle area and they get plus 5,000 power for the turn. Again, you can choose this itself to give that 5k boost as well as another card, but since we're going to be playing a lot of 2-drop battle card Demon Clans, I should say, early on in the game, we can easily establish this card and continue to buff our Demon Clans throughout the game. But that is the deck. Again, if you enjoy the video, be sure to leave a like and subscribe to the channel. We will have deck ideas for all the leaders coming out in this set, but until then, we'll see you next time.